How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is under the 200-week moving average. We have AI stocks crashing left and right. I mean, AMD was down pretty significantly yesterday, now down 4% in the pre-market. SanDisk down 6.75%. We have Micron down 6%. Nvidia is almost under 190. We have concerns from Nvidia. We have concerns from China. We have concerns about the Fed tomorrow. Some people are saying that they're actually going to that they're actually going to raise rates, a surprise rate hike. We'll talk about all that and what kind of opportunities there are in the market right now. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. If you're not already trading stocks and crypto with leverage, you can check out the link underneath the video in the link tree to BidFi, the second link down. There you can get up to $10,000 a month in free Bitcoin, because basically the more you trade, the more you get back when you use my link. Now, this isn't a free launch. Obviously, there are some fees for trading. There always have been, there always will be, but they go and take a good portion of those fees and give them back to you. So if you want to check that out, there's a link down there. Also, a link to Ubit where you can start trading in just a few minutes. Again, no KYC. You don't need to put in your personal information. You put in your email, a password, check their terms and conditions, and can start trading. And then over on BTCC, they're giving you a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit, and up to $10,000 per new user. You can also get lower trading fees when you use my link. Now, the market is red in the pre-market. Yesterday was a pretty bad day, and in the pre-market today, the NASDAQ is down about 2/3%. Dow Jones is actually solidly in the green, almost 1%. So it's kind of a tale of two fortunes, tale of two cities today, with the Dow doing well and the Nasdaq getting smashed. All the AI stocks are falling pretty quickly. And it's interesting because oil is down today, another 1.5%. Yesterday, it was down like 4 or 5%. So concerns over oil have come down a significant amount. But yet there's this AI trade that's crashing, right? South Korea stock market fell 8% as the global chip stock sell-off accelerates. Now, let's look at some individual names here. SanDisk down nearly 7%. AMD down 4%. This is after being down pretty significantly yesterday, too. Micron down 6% in the pre-market after being down significantly yesterday. It's at $850. Nvidia down about 0.5% or so. This thing hasn't moved in a long time. I mean, on the 5 days, it's down 5.5%, but on the 1 month, it's up less than 1%. On the 6 months, it's up less than 3%. Year to date, up 4%. I guess over the last 1 year, it is up maybe about what the market is, about 11%. But you can see it's just, it's bouncing back and forth a lot. Why is this happening, right? Why is ASML, the stock that is up 126% in the last year, why is it up, or why is it down 5% right now after being down 5% yesterday or 10% yesterday? Well, a couple different things. First of all, Nvidia scared the market yesterday with the circular financing deal. At least that's what people are worried about, that they're basically funding a $250 billion project by OpenAI. $250 billion of data centers. Market's really worried that this is reminiscent of the dot-com bubble, that these circular financing deals just build up a lot of leverage, that they make a lot of promises, and then eventually they break, they snap, and it can be bad for everyone. Even Nvidia, it could be bad for Nvidia if this goes the wrong way, obviously, and all of a sudden they lose a lot of business, or they put themselves out there and they could have just gotten a lot of cash flow, and yet they're reinvesting a lot of their money back into these other projects. Now, maybe nothing bad comes out of it, right? I'm not saying that it's necessarily the worst thing in the world, but it's making people very concerned. We also got news out of China that they began mass production of DUV lithography machines for the first time. ASML has said many times that there's no one that's even close to them, that they are years, maybe 5 to 10 years ahead of every other company out there. But China is targeting 5 DUV machines this year and 20 next year. So this is causing people to question ASML's mode. This is also getting people to wonder, well, how many more chips can be produced if there's another company that is, pushing out these DUV machines, and also like the chips in China could get cheaper, and then it could definitely degrade the moats of AMD and NVIDIA. That's what people are worried about. This is one of the reasons that I've been cautious about buying chip companies over time. Like Google and Amazon are some of the biggest buyers of chips out there. And yet even they're trying to bring it in-house because they're spending so much money on chips. So I don't think it's always the best idea to have a business that all your clients want to stop using you constantly. And that's what happens when you have such high margins. Typically, there's a reason that you have such high margins, just because the market's going crazy for whatever product you have, or what you do is so difficult that other people can't do it. But eventually, if the people that are buying from you have enough money and they're spending enough money on you, then they might try to take it in-house. Okay? So that's why I've been a little bit cautious, and I think that the big winners at the end of the day are going to be the Microsofts, Amazons, Google, and Metas of the world. So we have these stocks falling. Also, people are a little bit cautious about Citadel. What they said recently, that they think that the Fed could actually raise rates tomorrow. That's just coming tomorrow. It seems like it's coming quick. There's about a 40% chance, a little bit under 40% chance, that we're going to see a Fed rate hike tomorrow. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I could be wrong. But I think raising rates, because inflation has been coming down a little bit over the last month or two, but that's just because of oil. And now oil is going back up. People are concerned about inflation. But again, raising rates does not really help with the geopolitical uncertainty. Like it's not going to help bring oil down that much, and it could just put more of a stranglehold on the economy and on everyday people. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Of course, if you're wondering, like, what should I do now? Right? Maybe you have some AI stocks, or maybe you want to buy some or something like that. Keep in mind, I've been dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. I have been buying the major hyperscalers whenever we see significant dips, and I think they're at good valuations. I mean, Meta under 600, I think, is a great price. Amazon around 230 or below, a great price. Microsoft's a very good price, under 400. Google is a fair price. I mean, it came down recently after earnings, but still at a 24 forward PE. I'm holding Google. It's my second largest stock position, but I'm not adding to it aggressively right now. I think these other three hyperscalers are just cheaper. But these, I think, will be the big winners. As I said earlier, I do have a significant amount in index funds too that I can pull from if any of these get too low and I don't have cash for some reason and I want to invest in these. I think that's a nice slush fund, and it takes advantage of chip pumps without having full exposure to chips, the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. I think these companies are going to do a fantastic job over the next 3 to 5 years, but the market is forward looking, so it's always cautious over bad news. I think we're probably at the bottom of like some fear cycle for the chip makers, but I could always be wrong. NVIDIA does announce earnings here fairly soon, so be on the lookout for those. We'll maybe get some better news there, or maybe this week we hear more from Microsoft and Amazon on how much they're spending, and maybe that makes the AI trade come back. But last week Google raised CapEx, and it didn't really help the chip makers. Let me know your thoughts though underneath the video. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to trade Bitcoin, it's in right at the 200-week moving average, just under. This is typically a really good time to be buying Bitcoin. This is typically was typically the best time to buy Bitcoin. We would just tag this line. Last cycle, we went below it for a couple months, so we could go lower, to be clear. Like, we went 25% below. Actually, more than that. At one point, the 200-week was at 24,000, and we went to 15,000. So, we could go 40% below this line if last cycle is any indication, but I feel like we have been much stronger this cycle. By the time that we would get there too, in a couple months, Bitcoin's 200 week would probably be around 67,000. So, I mean, that would take us down to something like 45,000 or so. I've been saying 48 to 50,000 makes a lot of sense for the end of the bear market, but of course we could go lower. This is a good time to be setting up long trades though. if you've got long-term outlook, at least in my opinion. So if you want to check out the links underneath the video to BitFi or Ubit or BTCC, check those out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence.